innovation and digital public infrastructure in China. Technological transformation. Science and technology in China have developed rapidly during the 1980 to 2010, and major scientific and technological advances had made since the 1980s. From the 1980s to 1990s, the Chinese government successfully launched the 863 plan and strategy for rejuvenating the country on science and education, which greatly promoted the development and progress of China's science and technology. The Chinese government has placed emphasis through funding reform societal status on science and technology as a fundamental part of socio-economic development of the country as well as for national prestige. Building infrastructure had been a major task for Chinese engineering during the past decades. This is the 32.5 km 20.2 mi Donghai Bridge connecting the mainland Shanghai to offshore Yangshan part, one part of the port of Shanghai, the world's busiest container port. China has made rapid advances in areas such as education, infrastructure, high-tech manufacturing, patents and commercial applications, and now in some areas and by some measures as a world leader. China is now increasingly targeting on indigenous innovation and aims to reform remaining weakness. Per Global Innovation Index in 2022, China was considered one of the most competitive in the world, ranking 11th in the world, 3rd in the Asia and Oceania region, and second for the countries with a population of over 100 million. Ancient China's scientists and engineers made significant scientific innovations, findings and technological advances across various scientific disciplines, including the natural sciences, engineering, medicine, military technology, mathematics, geology and astronomy. Instructions for making astronomical instruments from the time of the Qing dynasty. Among the earliest inventions were the binary code, and one of the earliest example of genetic sequencing, abacus, sundial, Kongming lantern. The four great inventions, compass, gunpowder, paper making and printing, were among the most important technological advances only known to Europe by the end of the Middle Age 1000 years later. The Tang dynasty AD 618 to 906 in particular was a time of great innovation. A good deal of exchange occurred between Western and Chinese discoveries up to the Qing dynasty. The Jesuit China mission in the 16th and 17th centuries introduced Western science and astronomy while undergoing its own scientific revolution. At the same time, bringing China's knowledge of technology back to Europe. In the 19th and 20th century, the introduction of Western technology was a major factor in the modernization of China. Much of the early Western work in the history of science in China was done by Joseph Needham with his Chinese partner Lu Guizhen. Digital public infrastructure. What is digital infrastructure? Why should we pay attention to it? And how might the yesterday's literature helps us to better understand it? WeChat payment scanning code. In the many parts of China, one can pay goods and services simply by scanning a QR code with your smartphone. Money is transferred from purchases wallet to vendors. Such codes are ubiquitous in China. As significantly, this mode of payment is available not only for high-end stores and restaurants, but even for street vendors and itinerant workers. The code is representative of China's digital infrastructure in several ways. First, it is a material object and is a part of material infrastructure of shopping, banking and consumer